Well, hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steven. Today I am taking a look at the COROS APEX 2 Pro. This watch has been redesigned. There is a redesigned GPS antenna for better performance. There's a NextGen heart rate sensor and even longer battery life. This thing is amazing. So let's dive in and take a look. But I do need to let you know that COROS did send the APEX 2 Pro to me to review, and they're not going to see this, proof it ahead of time. I'm going to say exactly what I want and tell you the truth. So in the box you have the instructions, you have the watch itself, and then down below there is the charging cable, and overall pretty decent unboxing experience from COROS. So the APEX 2 Pro that I was sent is the gray one, which you can see here with the nylon strap. This nylon strap is the quick release with a 22mm band, so just about any 22mm band will fit that. This is incredibly comfortable. I put it on my wrist. It feels awesome. I've really never worn a nylon band before this, and I gotta say I'm a fan. Looking at the size of the APEX 2 Pro, you can see it is a little bit thicker than the APEX Pro. It comes in at 15.8mm thick versus 13.4mm thick, and that includes the heart rate sensor, which is on the back, and it does protrude just a little bit. So it is a little bit thicker. However, even with the added thickness, the watch still has a really good weight. Threw it on the scale without the band, it weighed in at 45 grams. With the band, which is 7 grams, we got 52 grams. So overall 52 gram weight for this watch. It feels good on the wrist. And for reference, I have about a 16 centimeter circumference wrist. You can take a look. This is what the APEX 2 Pro looks like on my wrist. Hey, before we get to the rest of the details of the COROS APEX 2 Pro, why don't you scroll down, click that thumbs up button, give it a like. That really helps the video out and this channel a ton, and I would really appreciate it. The display of the COROS APEX 2 Pro is a 1.3 inch or 260 by 260 resolution, which is just a little bit bigger than the APEX Pro original. That was a 240 by 240, and it is a touchscreen always-on memory LCD display. With the glass, it is sapphire glass just like the previous model, but the bezel on this is now a titanium with a PVD coating, so it's supposed to give you 2 times of the scratch resistance on the bevel, so it'll keep it looking nicer a little bit longer. Looking at the display of the APEX 2 Pro, you can see it is actually a little bit brighter than the APEX Pro or even the Vertex 2. And it is very easy to see when it lights up. I mean, you can tell the noticeable difference in the brightness. The APEX 2 Pro now supports Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so just like the Vertex 2, it can do updates through the watch without even having to do it through your app, which is pretty awesome. I really like that feature a lot. It makes it just a little bit easier. And for all your accessories like heart rate sensors or the COROS Pod 2, those are going to connect via Bluetooth 5.0. Another big upgrade for the APEX 2 Pro is the onboard storage. It has now been upgraded to 32 gigabytes, which is the same as the Vertex 2, so plenty of room now for the global offline topographic and landscape maps, which come included. So you have a more enhanced navigation package on the APEX 2 Pro. Features like back to start, exact GPS coordinates. You can use the knob, you can use the touchscreen to scroll around the map. Other features like checkpoints, distance to the next checkpoint, elevation profile. And COROS did mention that coming soon they will be releasing an update to the app where you can actually use a route planner in the app to design your own routes. So that would be really cool and integrate really well and seamlessly with the APEX 2 Pro. With that 32 gigabytes of internal storage, there's now plenty of room for your MP3s. You can put those on, connect your Bluetooth headphones, and go stream music while you're running. Currently, there are no streaming services available with COROS, but that is something COROS is looking towards in 2023 as a possibility. So stay tuned. So let's talk about the thing that everybody wants to know, battery life. Yes, it is improved on the APEX 2 Pro. So thanks to lower power consumption from the latest satellite signal system design, you can now get 75 hours of GPS activity in standard mode. But let's say you're going to be in an area where there's a lot of tree cover or maybe a couple of buildings to deflect that satellite signal a little bit. You can turn on the all systems on, which will get a reading from all 5 satellite systems out there. And you can get 45 hours of GPS activity, which is still pretty darn awesome. But maybe you're a rock climber, going to be out climbing some crazy pitches and some canyons, or maybe you're running a race through, Chicago with all those buildings getting in the way. Well, thanks to the all satellite dual frequency GNSS chipset, you can turn on dual frequency and all systems on and get 25 hours of battery life in a single GPS activity, which is still pretty amazing and going to give you the best performance out there. And for daily use as a smartwatch, you get up to 30 days of use, which is still pretty awesome. So I've had the APEX 2 Pro now for about a week. And during that time, I actually had the opportunity to run a 48-hour race. I went about 36 hours because I had a little hip injury, but I did still have about 43% battery life remaining on the APEX 2 Pro after those 36 hours, which is just, it's insane. COROS, how do you do it? As for the GPS accuracy, the race I did was just a loop around a lake, so it wasn't the best place to test that, but COROS does say this is the most precise GPS out there, and that's because of the combination of the redesigned 50% higher performance GPS antenna, the all-satellite dual-frequency GNSS chipset, and the ability to use that dual frequency to give you the most precise location out there. So COROS claims their heart rate sensor on the APEX 2 Pro is their most accurate heart rate sensor to date, and that is due to the wrist-based optical heart rate sensor, which features 8 8 LEDs to detect every heartbeat. It has something called wear detection, that when it's up against your skin, it can start reading. As soon as you pull your skin away from it, it stops reading. It's pretty cool. So on the Apex 2 Pro, they are using advanced signal noise removal algorithms, which are going to give you the most accurate heart rate to date from COROS. So I'm looking forward to that. I did see one thing during my race, which was a little weird, but not from the Apex 2 Pro, because I was also wearing the Vertix 2. The Vertix 2 at times would be saying my heart rate was like 180, which was not the case because I felt completely fine. But the Apex 2 Pro said about 130. So I think this was definitely a little more accurate than the Vertix 2. With that heart rate sensor, you can also get your SpO2 readings. You can also do the heart rate variability test in the mornings to give you a little bit better outlook on your recovery and how your body is doing. And one last change to the Apex 2 Pro is the working temperature. So the working temperature on this is now negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not going to go quite as hot as the previous model, which was about 140 degrees, but it can go cooler. So if you're going to be in that kind of environment, pay attention to that. Hey, one other update straight from COROS right now, the day before launch. So on launch day, November 3rd, they're also going to release a firmware update for the Apex 2 Pro. You will be able to have a full touchscreen experience, which means scrolling through all of the data on the watch, not just an activity field. Currently, on all the other prior watches, it was only in the activities you could scroll between the different display. However, after this update, you will have the choice to have a full experience or just the limited experience like you did previously. So up to you. So the Apex 2 Pro is available right now from COROS.com. You can go pick one up for $499 US. Along the bottom of your screen there is how much it's going to retail for in other markets as well if you're curious. So overall, the Apex 2 Pro is definitely an upgrade over the Apex Pro. There's quite a few new features like we talked about, the GPS antenna, the heart rate sensor, the internal storage being larger to have those global offline maps, quite a few of the other features. It's just an awesome watch. So let me know below in the comments if you have any specific questions or things you'd like a little more detail on. I'll see if I can answer those for you. If you want to take a look at the full review of the COROS Apex original watch, it's going to be on your screen over here. Go ahead and take a look at that. Maybe you can see some more details of why this is a little bit better. And then on this side, I'll put a playlist of some other gear reviews to watch too. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you on the next one.